Hello, I am Dr. Claire Monroe, a men's sexual health specialist. Most men spend their lives waiting for a woman to explicitly state her intentions, completely missing the fact that female biology constantly leaks high-level attraction through very specific, unconscious physical gestures. Today, we are looking at the exact physical area a younger woman will unconsciously rub when her nervous system is highly aroused and she secretly craves your physical escalation. Stay with me until the end of this breakdown, because men constantly mistake this deeply biological signal for a sign of anxiety or discomfort, walking away right when they should be stepping forward and leading the interaction. If you're a man over 40 and you have been dealing with a sudden drop in your own drive, physical response, or overall bedroom confidence, I left something in the pinned comment that may explain what is actually going on beneath the surface. Take a look before we continue. When older men interact with a younger woman, the default setting is almost always hypervigilance. You might wait for her to touch your arm, compliment you directly, or give you the exaggerated cinematic signs of interest you are taught to look for in movies. When those overt signals do not happen, it is incredibly easy to retreat into your shell. Assume she sees you merely as a platonic mentor, and feel a quiet, lingering blow to your masculine pride. When you misread the room and hesitate, she assumes you are either oblivious or lack the confident physical authority to lead. The window of opportunity closes, and you are left wondering what went wrong. I need you to understand that women rarely initiate with grand physical gestures. They are biologically wired to use somatic pacing, meaning their bodies will perform the exact actions they want you to take. You are not misreading the room. You are simply ignoring the physical translation of her desire. And that is exactly what this video is about. The behavior we are decoding today is clinically known as pacifying autoerotic touch. Specifically, when she begins slowly rubbing the base of her throat, the line of her collarbone, or the delicate, thin skin just below her ear. When a woman is intensely attracted to an older, grounded man, her autonomic nervous system shifts into a state of high anticipation. Her resting heart rate accelerates and blood rushes to the surface of her skin, making her nerve endings incredibly hypersensitive. Her brain needs to soothe this sudden, powerful spike in physiological excitement. To do this, she will unconsciously begin to stroke or gently rub her own skin in these highly sensitive zones. She is not fixing her posture, adjusting her jewelry, or scratching an itch. Biologically, she is stimulating her vagus nerve to manage the rush of adrenaline she feels simply by being in your presence. Furthermore, this powerful biological action often transfers to the objects she is holding. If you are sitting across from her and she is holding a wine glass with a thin stem, a completely smooth ring, or even a pen, and she begins to slowly and repeatedly rub it while maintaining eye contact with you, her unconscious mind is performing a psychological displacement activity. Because society dictates she cannot simply reach across the table and touch you, she projects the physical friction and escalation she craves onto the object she is manipulating. Her words might be discussing something entirely mundane, like her career or her weekend plans, but her hands are actively speaking the primal, unfiltered language of reproductive readiness. The slow, deliberate pacing of the rubbing is the exact physical rhythm she unconsciously wants you to adopt. However, recognizing these profound psychological facts is completely useless if your own physical hardware cannot support the escalation she is silently inviting. The mature male body is meant to recognize these biological cues and instantly flood your system with the dominant drive to act. This natural response relies entirely on unobstructed peripheral blood flow and the rapid, efficient expansion of your erectile tissue. If your vascular pathways are compromised by age-related decline, chronic stress, or poor endothelial function, the psychological excitement you feel in your brain will not translate into physical firmness in your body. The quiet, lingering anxiety of potential failure will instantly override the biological cue she just gave you. You can only act on her desire with absolute authority when your own vascular system is fully prepared to follow through. We have just decoded the biological reality behind autoerotic pacing, vagus nerve soothing, and psychological displacement activities. The female body simply cannot lie about its level of physical craving, provided you know exactly where to look and what to look for. For years, you might have walked away from these perfect, escalating moments because society trained you to listen to her words, instead of reading the undeniable truth of her biology. Now, you have information most men will never have. Use it. Tell me in the comments, did you already know about this connection between her unconscious hand movements and her nervous system? As a urologist, I put together a protocol that addresses the vascular readiness and peripheral blood flow I just mentioned. Something I cannot fully outline in a single video. It is in the pinned comment. Go through it carefully when you are ready.